Hello everyone, Zane here and welcome to my channel. Hope you're having a great day so far. So in this video, we're going over my preps for patch 6.2. Now, the live letter is coming on August 12th, so we will know exactly when the patch will be released. My guess, August 23rd. So, the only thing you have to do to prepare for this patch is the main story quest, as always. So make sure you have completed a Saw Traps duty. This is the final quest in 6.1. After that, you're ready for the main story in 6.2. Number 2 is the 8-man raid Pandemonium. We're beginning the abyssos in the next patch, so make sure you have circle 1 to 4 completed. Also, have the tokens ready and set to go because they should be raising the desynthesis level, so which means that this gear will be desynthesizable or turned into Grand Company seals. If it's not, then most likely it will be in a sub patch which they will give us that ability. But I'm pretty sure that they will be turned in at patch launch, so make sure you have tokens to pass in, or if you need this for catching up. The second thing is we are going to be getting new tomestones. So Allegory and Revelation will be completely wiped off the game. So if you still have these wherever patch you came from, make sure you exchange this in Mordona. The middle NPC where you get the tombstone gear will exchange that for you. Astronomy will be bumped down to alphorism, and alphorism will be discontinued. You can exchange your alphorism for astronomy, so make sure you cap out your tombstones of alphorism before the patch, and then swap them for astronomy. And also make sure you have your astronomy tomestones capped out before the patch as much as possible. So the old items from alphorism will most likely be bought with astronomy, or they'll be given somewhere else, as they always do. Later down the road, poetics will replace all the tomestones and the items you can get. But make sure you have both of these capped out and ready to go. We're beginning causality for the new weekly cap. Now, the materials, the alphorism, you probably want to stock up on them as well, because new players coming back from their break will most likely want to make the pack maker set to make the new battle gear, and so the old materials will most likely shoot back up in price. So make sure you hoard your materials before capping this out. Since these are farmable, you can spend the whole day capping out your 2,000 tomestones just by running dungeons. Next, item preparation. So back in Shadowbringers, they used a item called Sublime Solution. This was put into the Shadowbringers expansion, I think 5.2 or 5.1, I don't remember. But this was rehashed and reused for Alcahests Grade 3 and Grade 4, including the Death Hand Dissolvents, which was in 5.3. In Endwalker, we end up having the immutable solution, which is the new one. So most likely they're going to rehash these again until the end of the expansion. So make sure you have these stocked up. I have over 220, which I did through script farming of purple scripts, which I ended up doing this here, which is the easiest one to farm because it only requires one craftable item. The gelatin you can buy, and then this one you can get through gemstones from the fates, and then the sukan you guys can get from gathering. So this is what I basically got all my solutions from. The other thing that you can do is desynthesize any gear you get from the dead ends all the way up to the legacy dungeon, and most likely including the new one in the next patch. You need a good high amount of desynthesis skill to get a chance of getting those solutions. That's why it's always important to make sure that you are up to date with your desynthesis skill. The other thing you want to stock up on, if I can find them, is the sands. And wood, and tide, and stone aether sand. These are going to be reused yet again, just like the solutions, in making the new gear. I already have a video about that a while back, but I might re-upload a new one with a new GP build that I already have set. So If you guys like, I'll make sure to link that as well to make sure that you get as much of these as possible. Or you can do scripts for gathering, which is going to cost you 200 purple scripts for each sand. Otherwise, you do with the ethereal reduction. So make sure you have a bunch of those on hand. We are adding a new item to ethereal reduction, not going to be tied to the battle gear, but it's going to be something. The other items are going to be Arcane Velvet, the Taurus Skin Leather, Star Quartz, and whetstones for those Star Quartz, the Chondrite Ingots, and might be the Integral Lumber, but they might just reuse the new one instead of using these. But stock up on them nonetheless. I have a video on how to farm these, but there is a better way of doing it, which I'm probably going to have to redo that video again, but for now, I'll link the one that I had done earlier last week, so you guys can reference that. And if you're running out of crystals, I have a video on that as well. And just in case, make sure you gather old reagents from Endwalker, such as the Fernleaf Lavender, Lime Basil, Tiger Lily, Light Gerbera, just in case they are reused this as well. Now the last thing is Master Recipe Books number 10. Now we should be getting new recipe books, so which means you are going to be needing to farm as much white scripts and white script turn-ins as humanly possible. I recommend doing that a week before the patch drops. It's where you guys don't run out of inventory. Now, for purple, like I mentioned earlier, you want to do the rarefied Sukan Barvarwa. I'm pretty sure I butchered that, but I think that's how you pronounce it. You easily can do this for purple scripts. It's the lowest materials required, and like I said, you can get these through the gemstones, buy this in more souk, and this one you can just farm in Elpis, and then the palm sugar is through the palm syrup, which you're going to be needing 6 syrups each, which you can get that in Thavnir or just buy if you like. But this one is the easiest for purple scripts. Now, for white scripts, you have giant Popoto pancakes, which is my go-to. You can do an old-time favorite, which is the rarefied raceries. All these are just gatherable. And the other one that I most likely recommend is going to be back in Shadowbringers, the rarefied white ash earrings, which only requires lumber and mana silver nuggets. So those are the ones that I recommend crafting for purple and white. Make sure you do your custom deliveries because they also will give you a crap ton of white and purple scripts. If you still have the Studium custom deliveries over here, not done yet, they also give you scripts as well, so take advantage of that. But make sure you unlock Emilion Slavier over here. She will give you a crap ton of those if you haven't unlocked her yet, which I have a video on that as well. But make sure you stock up on those as much as possible. Now I'm going to head over to the script exchange and I will show you guys where to find those master recipe books. Alright, so here we are in the Studium at X 4.9, X, Y 9.3. There's also going to be one in Razad Han, right here. This is where you exchange for scripts, and this is where the books will be. So X 11.5, Y 9.5. So talk to the script exchange, miscellaneous, master recipes, and hopefully they will be at 1200 white scripts apiece. They might go up to 1500, but I think they'll stay at 1200. Either way, doing your custom delivery clients will give you at least 2 books. Then you'll make sure that you stock up on your scripts to get a 3rd book, and then so on and so forth. Doesn't matter which book you get if you're going for all of them. So, but if you're expecting to make money quickly, I would focus on Alchemist for the Alcahests, and then most likely Armorer and Blacksmith. I say those are probably the top 3 if you're going for quick books and quick money. Alright, so make sure you get those 3 first. Or do whatever you want. What do I know? So, next thing Some currencies, I recommend make sure you stock up on the Arcstadar because they give you grade 9 and 10 materia. Your ventures, because most likely they'll add new minions to the 18-hour ventures. MGP, just in case they add more items to the gold saucer. Bicolor gemstones, just in case they add in either new mounts, new materials, new housing items, or whatever. Make sure you stock up on your gemstones. Fail or succeed, you're going to get gemstones regardless. If you fail a fate, you'll get 12 if you get gold, and if you get gold on a success, you'll get 14. And if you get either both of the boss fates in Thavnir and Ultima Thule, they will give you a whopping 84 gemstones. So make sure that you get to those as quickly as possible. Thavnir has a better chance of spawning because there's 3 instances. So make sure you have this stocked up as well. Sacks of nuts, also a good thing because they can get materia and whatever else they add into the hunt in 6.2. So make sure you stock up on those as well. So I think pretty much that's about it for currency. Now obviously you also want to stock up on materia grade 9 and 10 because the new battle gear, people are going to be melding those sets, so materia is going to be going to the roof. And if you want to sweeten the pot on the new battle gear, meld it. That way people don't have to worry about melding that themselves. Or they'll probably just take it, demeld it, and then sell the materia, which I don't recommend. So make sure you stock up on both of these. If you're not doing crafted gear, then grade 9s are basically useless to you. Like for me, I don't intend on using crafted gear, and nor do I intend on overmelding it, so make sure that if you're not using your crafted gear, sell grade 9s, but keep grade 10, since the tomestone gear cannot be overmelded. Just a little tip from me. And if you're doing the hunt, mostly the hunt trains, you will get the clusters, the dendro cluster, and then the anthro cluster will give you grade 10 and 9 respectively. So make sure that you get these as well. They will drop randomly from the A ranks, so if you get lucky. And don't forget, dungeons also will drop materia randomly or treasure maps, which I actually forgot to mention that too. The one thing you're going to be doing is stocking up on the Kumbira skin treasure maps. Why? Because they're most likely going to be adding in new materials to the Excitatron 6000 or 3000, whatever it's called. So let me show you guys exactly what to do and how to stock up on maps, because you only can have 1 per retainer and 1 saddlebag and 1 on yourself. Deciphered and held. So let me show you guys a little trick that I did. Alright, so what you do to stock up on treasure maps, and anybody can do this. You just need a trusted friend or free company member. Send your map to your friend through the mail, then have them remail it back to you. And you can hold up to 20 of these maps through the Moogle mail. Now imagine if you have 5 people doing this. That's 20 maps per 5 people. And that's a lot of maps. So when you patch drops, you can resell those maps for a crap ton more, or do them yourself and reap the rewards that come with it. Either way, the Kumbira maps right now are cheap. So if you want, buy them off the market bar while they are cheap, and then resell them come patch day, or do them yourself. But going to the Moogle mail is the best way to stock up on your maps. Alright guys, so I think that's going to complete my preparation for patch 6.2. Now remember, 6.25, we're going to get the Omicron's tribal quests, Hildebrand relic weapons is where it's going to start. We're also going to be getting Criterion dungeons, which is basically like Mythic Plus for WoW players. Also going to be getting a variant dungeon, which is going to be a lesser, easier version, while we get a Savage version as well. And we also have Tataro's Grand Endeavor, which is going to continue her story, but the thing is, you're going to be needing to do the Shadows of Mach 24-man raid from Heaven's Ward in order to continue that. But that's not going to come out until 6.25, which most likely will come out sometime in October or November. But all those will be taken care of when we get to that point. But right now, this is what is going to be releasing in patch 6.2. And yes, we're getting Island Sanctuary on patch day, which we'll be going through in the live letter on Friday. So make sure that you guys check that out for all the information, since they will be showing off Island Sanctuary. Alright, so get hyped for that. So this is all that's coming in patch 6.2. Also remember, Savage is going to be delayed a week as a trial to see how it goes. So don't worry about missing a week of tomestones, because tomestones still comes out the patch day, but Savage comes out a week after. Alright, so guys, that's pretty much going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like if you found this useful. Any comments, questions, and or concerns, please put them in the comment section down below. I'd be more than happy to help you guys out with any questions you might have. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new for more Final Fantasy XIV content, and join the First Brood. Make sure you hit that notification bell next to my subscribe button so you guys never miss an upload, and join me on my Discord server by hitting the world icon on my YouTube banner. If you want to support my content further, I do have YouTube memberships available for anybody who wants to support me further. Both are completely optional. So until next time, may you forever walk in the glorious light of Lord Bahamut, and always remember to keep forging ahead. Happy prepping!